Do you like bad movies? Well, I got a real stink bomb for you today. The Misery Brothers. Y2K. Take a look at this box art. Forget about Mary. Bench the water boy. It's the Misery Brothers, Y2K. Starring Home Improvement's Tool Time girl, Debbie Dunning. Check out the all-star cast. Abe Vigoda, Eric Estrada, Pat Morita, Lou Ferrigno, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Tiny Zeus Lister, Sherman Hemsley, Dr. Joyce Brothers, and whoa! Frank Stallone! I love Frank Stallone! This movie's gonna be great! How could any movie with all these names be bad? George freaking Jefferson, baby! One more thing about the cover. I bought my copy on eBay, and look at this. Somebody poked pinholes through her nipples. Pretty funny. In fact, this simple act of crude vandalism made me laugh more than anything that happened in the actual movie. And this is why I will always prefer physical media. This tape's got character, damn it! So the blurb on the back of the box tells us this is going to be some kind of spoof movie in the vein of Airplane or Naked Gun. This one riffing on the various courtroom dramas and televised spectacle trials that dominated the 90s media landscape. Plenty of potential for comedy there. Even the final episode of Seinfeld wrapped everything up with a big parody of courtroom dramas. There really were a lot of those back in the 90s. A lot of spoof movies, too. Both very successful formulas at the time. Put them together, throw Rowdy Roddy Piper in there, sounds like a recipe for success to me. Let's check it out. The movie starts off exactly how you would expect any Z-grade schlock spoof movie from the 90s to open, parodying the opening title crawl from Star Wars, then immediately launching into a parody of The Godfather. Easily the two most culturally relevant movies of the time. Yes, I know they premiered in the 70s, but by the 90s, people were building their whole careers just making references to these movies. We're introduced to Abe Vigoda as Don Frito Le Leone, and his wife, Mary Kay. Get it? Those are things.
I just want to know one thing, Frito. Who was the guy sitting next to Don Ding Dong?
It was his brother, Don Twinkini.
The joke here is that all the Mafia Dons are named after junk food. If you can call that a joke. I mean, Twinkies are funny.
That's a big Twinkie.
See?
Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo.
And another one! A lot of the humor in this movie feels like someone took a bunch of comedy cliches and plugged them into a computer to generate the script. Twinkies, farts, Star Wars references, the assassination of President Kennedy.
Mary Kay, what could possibly happen to me? I'm the president.
All of the elements of comedy are there. The only thing missing is the laughter. The Godfather parody continues, and we're treated to the hilarious abortion scene.
You don't get it, do you? It wasn't a miscarriage, Frito. It was an abortion. An attempted abortion.
Dr. Kilvorkian. I swear this movie is so 90s. Hey, it's that guy! You know, Robert Costanzo from Sewer Shark?
Rico!
I love that guy. So the abortion fails to take, and Mary Kay takes the misery babies to her friend John F. Kennedy to hide them from their junk food mafia don father. We get some lame jokes about Marilyn Monroe and Jackie O, the moon landing, Vietnam, and bang! JFK gets his head blown off, and we're treated to another hallmark of 90s pop culture. A vocabulary lesson title card. Oh, and a Dr. Joyce Brothers reference. She was everywhere back in the 90s. Next, we're treated to an opening credit sequence full of stupid joke names, featuring what I at first thought was a cartoon turkey. I figured it was an attempt at self-deprecating humor like, boy, this movie's a real turkey. But apparently he's a chicken named Pollo Loco. I guess he's supposed to be like the mascot of the movie, even though he only shows up in the opening credit sequence and a single cutaway gag right after the credits. But if you pay close attention throughout the rest of the movie, you will notice a taxidermied chicken placed in the background of various shots. So that's something. Look at these names.
I don't get it. Is this supposed to be funny? That's like if I took the name Steven Spielberg and called him Steven Gielberg.
Anyway, we begin the movie proper, and we're finally introduced to the titular stars of this picture, the Misery Brothers, sitting on a bench with the next most overly parodied 90s movie, Forest Gump.
My name's Redwood Stump.
Did you really think they weren't going to get that reference right out of the way up front? Although I must say, their next choice of film to parody did surprise me.
You look just like the resemblance. It's amazing. Uncanny. The Riddler!
Oh my gosh. I know I keep harping about how 90s this movie is, but it really is just so 90s. There is so much 90s crammed into this movie, and we only just got past the opening credits. It is painfully 90s. As sugar is to diabetes, this movie is to the 90s. I don't even think that makes sense, but you know what I'm saying. If ever you were in need of a cure for 90s nostalgia, this movie is it. So just like Forrest Gump, the Misery Brothers tell Redwood their life story. There's a running gag throughout the film as they cut back to this scene with Redwood getting progressively sicker from listening to their story, eventually being wheeled off in a hearse. That's the writer of the movie, Gary Ross, playing Redwood, by the way. Look at this untalented hack making fun of Tom Hanks. He wishes he could work on a big movie with a big name like Tom Hanks. Wait, what? This guy wrote Big? And after this, he went on to write and direct Pleasantville, Seabiscuit, and the first Hunger Games movie? How the hell did he end up working on this piece of crap? Was somebody holding a gun to his head? Well, actually, maybe. We'll get into that later. The Misery Brothers tell Redwood their story, and we flash back once again to Abe Vigoda, now an out-of-the-closet transsexual.
Can I be your special friend, fairy godfather?
Pinky ring. I actually really like that joke. So here's tiny Zeus Lister as Luke Stairclimber.
Who? I'm Luke Stairclimber.
Yep, more Star Wars references. Notice the name Zeus embroidered on his collar? This tells us he brought his own clothes for this. Anyway, Luke is the private eye Don Frito hired to find his long-lost sons. Luke prepares the boys to meet their dad by warning them that he has a heart condition, and, predictably, he takes one look at them and drops dead from a heart attack.
He was gone with the wind.
Okay, I kinda like that joke too. Imagine the conversation Abe Vigoda must have had with his agent while they were making this.
Tom, will you get me off the hook? You know, for old time's sake.
Can't do it, Sally.
Please.
I said I can't do it, Sally.
Pretty please. With sugar on top. I know you got a sweet tooth.
No.
So a funeral is held for Don Frito at the local black church, and we get a big musical number complete with sing-along text introducing us to George Jefferson himself, Sherman Hemsley, as the Reverend Shyster delivering a heartfelt eulogy.
We are here today to show our disrespect, our final disrespect, to a man known to us all as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Shyster explains that the church needs to raise $7 million by noon next Sunday in order to stay open.
If you don't get that money by noon next Sunday, I will strike you dead.
How did they screw up that joke? The way they did it isn't even a joke. It's almost a joke. Here's how that joke is supposed to go. My church needs $7 million to keep its doors open, and if I'm lying, then may God strike me dead. Then he gets struck by lightning. That's a joke. It's a very tired, old, cliché joke, but it's still a joke. Saying, if I don't get the money by next Sunday, God will strike me dead, and then you get struck by lightning right now, doesn't make any sense. It's a complete non sequitur. It's just a stupid excuse to put him in a Don King wig.
His hair looks like Don King.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, movie. Thank you for explaining the joke. I'm sure nobody would have gotten that Don King reference if they hadn't written that line in there. Let's just keep pushing forward here. I feel like I'm going to go insane trying to explain the plot of this movie. The funeral scene ends with the brothers accidentally pushing their father's casket into oncoming traffic. Afterwards, Reverend Shyster and the boys meet with Don Frito's lawyer, Tom Haagen-Dazs, for the reading of the will. The brothers are set to inherit their late father's entire fortune. But there's a catch. They'll have to spend a night in a haunted house. Just kidding. Actually, the conditions are that they each have 1 year to get married in order to pass on the family name, and also they cannot be convicted of any felonies within that year. If they fail to get married or get convicted of a felony, then all the money goes to Reverend Shyster and his church. Already, things are getting confusing. Reverend Shyster needs $7 million in 1 week, but the boys have a whole year to get their money. There are multiple ticking clock elements going on, and on the very off chance that you'd even be watching this movie in the first place, let alone making any kind of serious effort to pay attention to the story, things are just getting overly convoluted. Can we take a moment to appreciate this painting of Abe Vigoda in the background? That is great stuff. I'm sure a significant percentage of the film's budget was allotted for the creation of this prop, and it was well worth it. Later, the boys pay a visit to the family graveyard and discuss their newfound fortune.
Ain't life grand? In our whole lives, we've only had each other. Our morals, our pride, our dignity, our self-worthlessness.
Yeah, and now we have $200 million.
Say, you know, this guy looks kind of familiar. I swear I know him from somewhere.
Every other word you say is either hell or shit or damn.
Sorry. I guess I just fuck up all the time.
Yeah, it's that guy! But who's the other brother? I don't recognize him. Let's check IMDb. Huh. Lorenzo Dumani. And oh my gosh, he's the director of this movie. What's this? Says here he got his start in the movie business when his family financed the Cotton Club for Francis Ford Coppola and Robert Evans. Huh. That sounds kinda sketchy. Let's keep digging here. Here's his official website. Let's see. Born and raised in Las Vegas. Oh boy. You see where this is going, don't you? I freaking knew it! This guy's in the freaking mafia! Okay, so maybe he's not in the mafia, per se, but his father and uncle ran the Tropicana Casino in Vegas back in the 70s. Someone even wrote a whole book about a murder that took place in relation to the financing of the Cotton Club movie. So when I joked earlier about the writer for Big working on this movie with a gun to his head, that may very well have been the case. This is a mob-made movie. Oh, that explains so much. Oh, it's like something out of The Sopranos.
Some of you know I've had 9 pictures under my subspecies. 4 in the South Beach Strumpet series alone.
Michael Myers is an escaped mental patient. Jason and Freddy, different kind of movie.
Alright, technically I can't say that any of these people have any ties to organized crime. 60 Minutes said as much in a piece they aired back in the 90s, and they got sued for slander and had to issue a retraction, so I should probably just move on before I get myself in trouble.
Save your paranoia for public television.
Okay, so back to this stupid movie. George Jefferson and the lawyer, Tom Haagen-Dazs, are hatching a scheme to steal the boy's inheritance. Their plan? Hire a couple of hot broads to hit them with a false rape accusation. That's Rebecca Ferrati reprising her role as Sexy Woman from Ace Ventura.
Would you like for me to take your pants off instead?
I had to check the end credits to make sure it was her because for some reason this film is not listed on her IMDb page. In fact, almost none of the actors in this movie have it listed on their IMDb page. If you check the movie's IMDb page, there's only 30 names listed in the whole cast, and that includes the cartoon chicken as the Riddler. I'm not really sure how IMDb works. Do the actors themselves have to approve of a credit before it gets listed? Because I find it hard to believe that someone would go through the effort of creating an IMDb page for this movie, and even going so far as to create an actors page for the frickin' cartoon chicken, but they wouldn't even make the effort to list the full cast? They didn't even list all of the actors whose names are on the front of the box. Are they all just that ashamed of this one? Rebecca Ferrati has a frickin' Polonia Brothers movie listed in her IMDb credits, along with a movie called Cyborg 3: The Recycler. Actually, that one sounds pretty awesome. But the point is, this movie is the movie she refuses to be associated with? This is worse than the freaking Polonia Brothers? What the hell is this movie? Anyway, hey, look, it's Lou Ferrigno. I love that guy. So they treat the girls to dinner in a hot tub. Then they poop in the hot tub.
Yeah, I think you made me go in my pants.
And then the girls get electrocuted. They really liked this electricity effect. Their evil scheme thwarted, George Jefferson and Tom Haagen-Dazs reconvene to come up with a new plan, sending a stripper assassin to eliminate the Misery Brothers once and for all. And this brings us to the best scene in the movie. Unfortunately, she fails in her mission, and the movie goes on for another 45 minutes.
Gotta go, guys. Have a blast.
Hey, Mike, she forgot a boombox. Hey, got your boombox.
Bye-bye.
Get it? Boombox. At least we get some more eye candy here with Lou Ferrigno in a bikini. Look at those buns. So now we get this totally random scene where a bunch of Mexican gardeners perform an absolutely abysmal parody of Grease Lightning.
It's an automatic, systematic, cruise control-o-matic, 67 Chevy.
Oh, what?
It's a 67 Chevy,
Hey.
67 Chevy,
Hey.
67 Chevy, we're cruising down the street.
Yeah.
67 Chevy,
Hey.
67 Chevy,
Hey.
67 Chevy, now it just can't be beat.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I should call it that. Aside from the opening line and it being automatic and systematic, it really doesn't even qualify as a parody.
Should be ours, should be ours, should be ours.
We grabbed a crowbar and a handgun too. Out of the car, it don't belong to you.
By the way, did you catch the subtle joke going on here? See, they're a bunch of Mexican gardeners, and they're singing about lowriders. Do you get it? Because they're Mexican. The joke is that they're Mexican.
What a piece of hardware. You must be very proud.
Oh, si, senor. This is the best leaf blower I ever had.
This is like George Lopez levels of comedy.
So we got to the chop shop and took it all apart. It had the potential to be a cherry car.
It's about this time you start to realize that that musical number earlier wasn't just a one-off thing. This whole movie is a frickin' musical. There's going to be more of these songs, and they're all gonna suck! So the boys borrow the car and pick up a couple of more hot bimbos. Twins this time. And then this happens.
We were about to experience the ultimate fantasy. A tag team wrestling match, refereed by our hero, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Okay, I take it back. This is the best scene in the movie. Hot blonde twins bouncing around in bikinis and Rowdy Roddy Piper easily giving the best acting performance in the whole movie.
I love this job. Look, it's Brad Pitt.
Where? Where is
Right over
he?
there, right there.
Him? Where? Is he?
Why couldn't the whole movie just be this scene?
That referee is crooked. I have an idea.
So, is there anything else I can do for you gentlemen, like your lawn, your girlfriends, your hair? Why don't you get a new barber there, huh? You too, champ.
Excuse me, Mr. Rep.
Oh, absolutely.
But can you help me with these bagpipes?
That was you, huh? It sounded like dinner was late at the dog pound, but I'll teach you how to blow my horn.
Next thing we know, the girls are dead, and that cop guy from Ace Ventura shows up to arrest them. And Michael Berryman is there too. And oh hey, it's Frank Stallone.
Well, there's Frank Stallone. He's
dressed like a fucking English Bobby.
Poppycock.
They take the boys to jail, where they meet the Wicked Warden, played by the man himself, the great Eric Estrada. Gee, I wonder what's under that raincoat. Oh no, it's another musical number!
They got the misery blues and they had them all their lives. They got the misery blues and they're filled with grief and strife. Born miserable, miserable they'll stay. Being miseries, it's the only way. They got the misery blues and they had them every day. The blues, they got the misery blues. Help! Yeah, the blues, they got the misery blues. It's not an affliction, in their case it's addicting, cause disaster will come to anyone who comes their way.
Okay, that's enough of that. We finally made it. The third act. The big wacky courtroom scene. The trial of the century. And there she is. The star of the movie. Home Improvement's Tool Time girl. Debbie Dunning. Remember her? From the front of the box? Top billing? Star of the movie? She finally shows up on screen. An hour into this crap fest. They knew what they were doing. I can't really blame them. I mean, who the hell would have ever watched this movie if they put these two bozos on the cover? Of course, we have to mention the great Pat Morita as Judge Ben E. Hanna.
All right, bailiffs, bring in the defendants.
Ow, my dick? Ow, my dick? How the hell does that work? He didn't hit his dick. He hit the table. Did he hit his dick through the table? Was his dick out on the table? Is there a hole in the table that leads to his dick? How long is this guy's dick that it can stretch that far up? Man, what's this movie got me talking about Mr. Miyagi's dick for anyway?
Wax on, wax off.
No! No wax off! I don't want you waxing off anywhere near me, man!
Well, now it's time to bring in the jury.
Oh, thank goodness, it's more hot chicks in bikinis. At least this movie knows what its strong suits are.
Ladies and gentle bosoms, let's keep abreast of the facts. We put up a strong front. You can't be a hung jury. It's not a matter of tit for tat. Our evidence is irresponsible and concealing. We have matching gloves, fingerprints, FNA evidence.
FNA evidence?
Fart naturally, anally.
Oh, geez. So this whole courtroom scene is really boring. It drags on and on. We get a few court-related puns and some more 90s movie references.
You can't handle the truth.
Well, we could call our cousin Vinny, but I hear he's doing a sequel.
Even the characters in the movie are getting annoyed. And then...
Look, like I said before, I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing?
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no! Oh, no! It's another song! Oh!
I don't know nothing. Nothing. There ain't nothing that I seen. I don't know nothing. Nothing. So why you bothering me? Why? I'm just a maid doing her job. These two guys, they're really big slobs. I don't know nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Can we just fast forward through this?
On June 19th, 2023, before the editing of this video could be completed, the NEET.dreams channel production computer died suddenly. What you have just witnessed is all that remains of the Misery Brothers Y2K review. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see it completed someday, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
One more time.
Okay, I think I got it. Maybe there's a button on the table, and when he hits it, it triggers a mechanism that hits him in the dick.
Are there reptilians